can. Yeah.
So Leisha, I guess we pulled that off, right? With help of our team behind.
Well, team, Mitch and Brenna and the grace of God, we did it.
There was a couple of behind the scenes emergencies that no one saw. There was some.
Yeah, we'll have a special view about those one day, like one of the bloopers or something. We need to definitely let everybody in on that.
But it was great and an amazing, amazing message from Michael.
Yeah. Oh, that was really good. Yeah.
I think we all needed to hear it. He had me at, there was something that he said that I thought was incredible. Of course I can't find it now. But, he had me at Iron Age Smack Talk.
Yes, Smack Talk, right? Yeah, and just even connecting it to Game of Thrones, I really enjoyed that series and making that connection for sure. Iron Age Smack Talk.
Yep.
For the win, Michael, you nailed it.
He did. He really did. So what do you think, Leisha? Should we kind of get on with it? And
I think we should. Let me see who's hanging around with us.
Let's see who we have.
Let's see if anybody's hanging around with us for today. Leave a comment. Just put a little thumbs up or something so I know people are still here with us.
Yeah, look alive.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me introduce. Let me introduce her.
Well, there you go.
Today is none other than Catherine Siemann.
Woo-hoo! Long-time veteran member at St. Peter's, Chelsea, right?
Yeah, I was actually looking up to see. I figured you would ask, and I knew it was after I started graduate school in '93, but before Ray McKay left, which was in '95, which I had to Google. So I guess it was around 1994 that I first came to St. Peter's.
Wow.
Well,
I am feeling like a real OG right now.
Very, very vintage, Catherine.
Yeah.
And I wonder, in all that time, is it possible that any special events might have happened for you at St.
Ooh.
So one of the things that I was telling Denise before is that Marty, who is not appearing today, and I actually got married twice at St. Peter's, not just once, twice.
Wow.
And the reason for that was that Marty came in on a fiancé visa from England, and we thought, oh well, we'll do the city hall wedding, and then we'll have our church wedding in the spring. Because we had to get married within 4 months, according to the terms of the visa, plus to start the ball rolling, for the green card and everything. But we needed enough time to plan to have a wedding that people from, guests from England could come over and stuff. So then we were like, why not just get married at St. Peter's and then get married at St. Peter's? So we got married with just my parents, my aunt, and Marty had a best man after service one day, and then again in September, and then again in April when we had time to plan the whole thing. So
yeah. So they were two, one really big wedding. So was there one really small wedding and one really big one?
Well, yeah, like I just said, it was only my parents and my aunt, and Marty had a best man standing up because otherwise I would have been the only one with anyone on my side. So, and then we had like a normal church wedding.
That's awesome.
So Catherine, did you wear the same dress?
No, I did not. I didn't wear a gown either time, but I wore a sort of a cool gothy black dress I had bought in London in September, and then I had a pale green lace cocktail dress from the Barney's Warehouse sale. And since my dad was co-performing the ceremony with Dennis Winslow, we joked that my dad was wearing the long white dress. So my mom walked me up the aisle, and we managed to find her a skirt suit in the same color as my dress. So pretty neat.
Lovely. I'd love to see pictures of that at some point whenever we get back. Maybe
we're still in the day of film. I will have to try to get some scans.
Wow.
So that was just before, like my friends told me a lot of stuff that was digital, but we still used a film photographer. So
wow.
It's very old school.
I think I want to, let's get started with, as is our tradition, we're going to give you 10 rapid fire questions.
Yikes. Okay.
Yeah, you just answer the first thing that comes to mind, right?
The first
Okay.
thing. So let's start. Who is your dream dinner party guest and why?
You know, my default answer for that has always been Oscar Wilde, because I studied Victorian literature. And I've always been a huge fan of Wilde, his wit, his cleverness, and then also that he became a gay martyr at a time, you know, he's, you know, sort of become a rallying point since. So I just think he's a fascinating person. He's always been my default answer. If I was going to choose someone living, Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Awesome.
So.
Okay. What's something people get wrong about you?
Yeah. I think I'm one of those people who has resting bitch face. My mouth naturally turns down, so I get asked a lot, like, "What's the matter? Are you okay?" And I'll be like, "I'm fine." So I guess maybe that.
That's a good.
We'll have to call that the RBF, right? Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just need a sign around your neck saying I'm fine.
I really am happy.
Well, now we have the mask, so it doesn't matter as much. No one knows you're smiling anymore. So, Catherine, have you ever written a book?
I have.
Get out.
I thought you might ask that, so it is sitting right on my desk. It is a historical sort of romance, sort of more novel, more generally, called Courting Anna, and I used the pseudonym of Kate Siemann for two reasons. One, it's easier to spell, and the other, just because I'm a professor, I thought it would be useful to keep things a little separated. My students have a habit of Googling me.
Right.
And also, if people were interested in the book, I didn't necessarily, they don't need to know about like every conference I've ever given a paper at, and that all comes to be right. So.
Okay, great.
Awesome.
What is your favorite meal?
Sushi.
Sushi. Okay.
I love sushi, and since my favorite place closed, I haven't been getting it very much, so it's sad.
I gotta fix that. What's the last TV show you binged watched?
Binge watched.
I can't even imagine you binge watching for some reason, but it's possible.
Oh, well, it's definitely possible. I mean, right now I'm obsessed with The Alienist, but that's in the middle of a new season, so it's not really bingeable. I guess the new season of The Umbrella Academy is the last thing I watched, since that came out on Netflix and dropped all at once.
Oh wow! See, I never
just put that in the comments, guys. I have to like collect put together a resource list of all these great ideas. The Umbrella Academy. Okay.
Yeah,
well, The Alienist I love because it's set in New York City in 1896, new season 1897. It's a mystery, and it's the kind of thing I love to read. And also that my new book project is a mystery set in New York in the 1880s. So I love seeing the recreation of the city as it was.
Do you have a title for that second book at this point?
I don't yet. It's still, it's still rough. My first book came out from a small press, and for the second one, I may try to do I don't know. Don't know what's going to happen with it yet, but I'll be happy to let everybody know when that happens. But yeah.
Cool. Catherine, what is the most organized part of your life?
My teaching, I guess. I tend to be fairly chaotic in my personal life and pretty organized in teaching and running the writing tutoring program at NJIT. So,
right. Now, I bet you could see this one coming. What is the least organized part of your life?
The apartment.
Mm-hmm. Looks good from here. What is always in your handbag or briefcase or knapsack?
So under normal circumstances, it would definitely be my laptop is always in my messenger bag. right now. But always also, there's always got to be something to read, whether it's a book on the Kindle on my phone, a paper book, copy of the New Yorker, sometimes all three of those. I never want to be stuck somewhere without something to read, just in case.
If you could have a superpower, what would it be?
Oh, that's really interesting question. Time travel. I'd love to go back and sort of learn more about the history of my family. And yeah, I guess time travel.
Well, that would also work for the work you do in your writing.
That would be convenient, wouldn't it?
That'd be amazing, right?
Good way to research, right?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Okay, and then finally, the last question is, what are you deeply grateful for right now?
Oh, so many things, really. I am deeply grateful for, much as we're all suffering from Zoom fatigue and screen fatigue, I'm really grateful for, at a time of this isolation, when, you know, Marty is pretty much the only person I ever see face to face without a mask on. I'm really grateful for the way that social media, in its different forms, have brought us together, that St. Peter's can still join together on Sunday mornings, that I'm able to connect with friends and colleagues. You know, usually we talk about how social media is such a disaster for us, but right now I think it's really been such a blessing.
Yeah. So. Yeah, we'd be experiencing this so differently without it. So you're right.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. That'd be like maybe telephone trees and that's about it. So,
yeah. You have a few other fans of The Alienists. Ken Litt says that they watch it, and that Carr, I guess that's the writer, he's writing a third book. It's called Alienist at Armageddon.
Yeah, which is actually originally was supposed to be published last year, and it has been put off. Okay. So hopefully he's not coming through with too much writer's block. That's something I've understood in both my personal writing and my dissertation writing. So I hope that hope the Caleb Carr gets through it and we get our next book.
Yeah.
Great. I'm just noticing in the comments earlier when you were talking about your two weddings at St. Peter's, getting married at St. Peter's and at St. Peter's. Ken Litt is asking, which anniversary do you celebrate?
We celebrate the legal wedding because that's when we really got married. So that was in September. And actually, there's a funny story about that. One of my friends was horrified that my family wasn't throwing an engagement party, which just wasn't our tradition. So she decided to throw me one. We had to do it soon after Marty got here. We had to do it around the Jewish holidays since our family observed. And we came up with a weekend in September. And then Marty looked at it and, yes, I know, honey. And a weekend in September, and we were like, maybe we'll go by the church on Saturday. And then Marty was like, no, Sunday is September 22nd. And I wish Christine were here because she would know why that's a significant date. Why Marty said that they would never forget our anniversary. It is Bilbo and Frodo's birthday in Lord of the Rings. Okay. So Marty has never forgotten our anniversary. I did forget it once and have still not been forgiven. Years later, that still gets brought up.
Frodo doesn't forget for sure. You know, Frodo is right on board with it as well.
But it's Bilbo and Frodo's birthday, so figured that we would remember that.
It will never be forgotten around here.
Not in these parts.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other comments?
Christopher is asking, I just see one more comment. He's asking if you're a part of any book clubs.
You know, I'm in a writers group that normally meets in person, but has been meeting via Zoom since But I was in a book club, and we still get together every once in a while, but a lot of people moved away, and most of us are academics, and we all sort of went from being grad students to getting jobs. So we're actually having an online meeting next week, which is going to be the first time we've read a book together in about 2 years.
Oh, wow.
I would love to be in one, but they sort of seem to start and sputter out. And this group actually lasted for a really long time, and we still do get together socially. But yeah, going to be our first one in 2 years.
Well, you did a great job with the questions, but you also got a sale for your book. Meredith Hunt just purchased your book.
Thank you, Meredith. I really appreciate it.
What's the title again?
It's called Courting Anna. It's a pun. She is a female lawyer in the Old West. Why I wrote a Western is still kind of a mystery to me, but I was working on the Victorian novel and kind of thinking about the difference between the very sort of culture and then the notion of the Wild West. But I did some research on early women lawyers. The first one in the United States presently was 1869. And then there was kind of a cascade in the 1870s and 80s as every state and territory started to allow women to practice law. Yeah, it's kind of a romance, kind of an adventure. There's a mystery plot in it. But it's also about a woman who knows she's doing something unusual and is very comfortable with that, but sort of has to figure out how to fit it in with the rest of her life sometimes.
All right. Well, I put it in the chat. Your pseudonym is Kate Siemann?
Kate with a C, Siemann. Like I said, it's just kind of a simplification of my name. And even though my last name is Siemann, a lot of times people who don't know how to pronounce it say Siemann.
All right.
So I figured might as well go with it.
Go with it, yeah, sure.
So, yeah.
Well, thank you so much for coming on. I love your room. Denise knows that when we do our Zoom meetings, my room is pink. And so I'm in solidarity with you with the softly colored bedroom or room. That
so it's the purple bedroom just because my thing on Sundays is church and Marty's is making a big midday summer dinner, so Sunday dinner. So the sort of living room, dining room is being occupied right now. I thought I would come in here where it was quiet.
Well used. It's being well used. I love the color. It gives you a nice glow. Yeah. And thank you so much. This was great.
Thank you for asking me. I was touched, and thank you.
Good.
Right.
So whoever's still on with us, thank you.
We have a few people still on, but we're going to head off now. Thank you guys for hanging out with us, and we will see you guys next Sunday, right? Next Sunday. St. Peter's View, be there.
YouTube address, right? Have a great week, everybody.
Have a great week.
Bye,
Bye, guys.